Mr. Abdallah.
Here.
Mr. Azar.
Here.
Mrs. Henderson.
Here.
Ms. Hillebrand. Ms. Karam.
Here.
Mr. Moran.
Here.
Mr. Robeson.
Here.
Ms. Tierney. And Mr. Acker.
Here.
Thank you.
Can we please have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
On the motion, roll call, please.
Mr. Azar.
Yes.
Ms. Henderson.
Yes.
Mrs. Karam.
Yes.
Mr. Moran.
Yes.
Mr. Robeson.
Yes.
Ms. Tierney. Nope, sorry. Mr. Abdallah.
Yes.
And Mr. Acker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the point in time, Dr. Schaefer, where you and I always talk about which comes first, public comment or the superintendent's report. So I'm going to leave it to you because I believe you have some presentations tonight.
Yes, we do.
We are incredibly excited to welcome Mr. Emiliani, and I mean, Dr. Tioni's here, and she had a part of it. So when we did our course of study last year, we talked about embedding internships into our course of study at the high school, and Mr. Emiliani is going to talk about the impact of that decision and highlight 3 stellar students, but because they're stellar students, they have very busy schedules, so 1 was able to clear his schedule for us tonight, 2 were not, but just know when Mario speaks, he's really speaking on behalf of the 3 of them and all of our elementary schools.
Thank you for having me. I don't really need the microphone. I'm just here to speak this evening because I thought it was definitely an opportunity that's worth highlighting. You've heard me kind of speak before about making sure our kids have opportunities, and they are the focus. So this was the brainchild of Dr. Tioni to kind of fill a need and offer students various internships. So there's athletic department interns. We have 3 of them this year. Technology department interns. We don't have anybody in that role yet, but maybe through some publicity and kind of seeing how their fellow students fare this year with their experiences. Maybe we'll get some people for next year and definitely fill a need and help out. This year I'm here to speak about just the elementary educational interns. So we have 3 students, Lily Rozzi, Madison Krutzberger, and Michael Hiller, who's joining us tonight with his dad. Lily is at Newton Ransom working with Dr. Fraunfelder, who we communicate regularly, and they communicate with Dr. Tioni as well. Has been a tremendous asset to the faculty, staff, and most importantly, our students at Newton Ransom. Madison Krutzberger is working with Colleen Leonard, Mrs. Leonard at Waverly. Mrs. Leonard reports that she's found her calling, and teachers often compete for her to support their students, which is phenomenal. And I have the pleasure, and have had the pleasure, and continue to have the pleasure till the end of the year working with Michael Hiller. Little fact about Michael Hiller, he started his journey at CSE and he's finishing it, which is kind of full circle for him through this program, which is pretty awesome. Speaking with my colleagues, the qualities that these students possess, they're leaders amongst their fellow classmates, I believe. Just seeing them and how they operate and the impact that they've had so far since the start of the school year. They started the first day of school with us, and just getting to know kids' names. Michael's out at Carline at the end of the day, helping kids get into vehicles. He's the last face that they see at the end of the day, meeting families and everything. They've had a tremendous impact. And me on this end, looking for interviewing teachers and for other various positions within the district. Looking at qualities, I can speak to Michael's qualities. He definitely has the qualities that's going to make him successful. So our goal for our educational interns is to give them a leg up and have them be the best when they get to where they're going to be, so they stand out in a great way. So that's our goal for them. I really appreciate the opportunity to have them, so I have to thank Dr. Tioni for giving our kids this opportunity and giving me opportunity to have Michael come and work at CSE for the remainder of the year. I know our teachers, I put out a schedule. They populated it instantly. I think they have 1 or 2 open slots that we're working through, and he's getting a full experience, especially at CSE. With our case managers, with our MTSS, with our reading specialists. He's interested in literacy. He's working on a research project that we just talked about today. Dr. Vitale will be talking to you about that. So he's very involved. He's taking his own learning in his own hands, and I'm here, and our teachers are here to help him facilitate to get him to the beyond the next level. I don't know if Michael wants to say anything. I'd like to thank his dad for coming as well, but I just felt that this was an important opportunity that needed to be highlighted publicly. So other students may also be encouraged to take advantage of this next year, because this will happen in your senior year. And it's a continuation of the PGP, the postgraduate prep, that happens at 11th grade, which is kind of see if they like certain areas, which I think that this is a great extension and will really give our students a leg up when they, pursue, their degrees in college, especially in the education field.
Michael, don't feel that you have to have anything to say if you didn't prepare anything.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
I'd just like to stand up tonight and thank all of you for this awesome opportunity. Mr. E, Dr. Tioni, not only am I learning just so much and seeing so many different things, but I have just a great time every day, just meeting with the kids, and all the teachers and staff at CSE are just awesome. They've all been so eager to help me learn and have me in their classrooms, and it's just been really awesome. So thank you.
That's great.
Thank
you.
Thank you. Okay. So our next order of business is public comment. Do we have anyone that wishes to address the board? As usual, it's a quiet crowd. In that case, let's move on to the superintendent's report. Dr. Schaefer?
At this point, I don't have a report. We can go on to the personnel items.
Then we'll go on to action discussion items.
Mr. Ackert, I ask the board consider a motion to approve the personnel report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Henderson?
Yes.
Ms. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Mr. Ackert, at this time, I'd ask the board consider a motion to hire Michelle Koss as Assistant Superintendent under the terms and conditions contained in the attached contract.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? This is your last chance. If you want to leave, Okay, in that case, roll call, please.
It's too late. She's already on the agenda. Ms. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Ms. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0, and may I be the first to congratulate you and welcome to Abington Heights.
Welcome to.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm really super looking forward to it.
Thank you.
We're really excited to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
New and improved.
Okay. Mr. Ackert, this time I'd ask the board consider a motion to approve the second reading of Policy 801, Public Records.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Ms. Henderson?
Yes.
Ms. Karam?
Yes.
And Mr. Acker?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Mr. Ackert, ask the board consider a motion to approve the first reading of the Policy Series 200. This is not all of them. There'll be 200, 201, 204, 205, 206, 7, 208, and 212. There will be a second reading, and a majority of these were due to changes in the school code. We were updating policies.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Ms. Henderson?
Yes.
Ms. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Mr. Acker, I ask the board, consider a motion to approve the agreement between Abington Heights School District and TransFinder Professional Services to provide implementation routing services for the 2024-25 school year. So, as you know, we're moving over, switching from one system to another. This is a implementation piece that is allowing TransFinder, paying them to move our current routes that we're using in our current system over into the new one. This is a one-time charge.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Ms. Henderson?
Yes.
Ms. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
And Mr. Acker.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Mr. Acker, ask the board, consider a motion to adopt the bond resolution as presented. And at this time, I will say that if any of the board members have any questions, we have Mr. Mirabelli here, as well as representatives from PNC and Eckert Siemens, who are our bond counsel. And this is a parameters agreement. We are not passing a resolution to borrow $55 million. It's an amount up to. Mike?
So the resolution authorizes an amount up to $55 million. No bonds are being sold at this time. You're going to work with your financial advisor and PNC to determine the best times to actually sell the bonds, which means that's when you lock in interest rates. This is just giving the superintendent, Jim, the opportunity to determine, like the market looks good right now, let's pounce and sell the first series of bonds now, then you can do it again, up to $55 million. So probably one next year, one year after that, until we run out of the $55 million.
Right. And to be clear, this is, the reason we structured this bond this way is because our first project is the middle school that has a budget of approximately $50 million. I wish it was 15. $50 million. We do have a draw schedule so that we know over the course of the next 2 calendar years that we'll be paying anywhere from $45 to $50 million.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
On the motion, any questions?
I'll just ask a clarifying question so the board hears it. We will not have to pass another bond resolution relative to the middle school, our first project. Is that true?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Abdullah, you have a question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Ms. Henderson?
Yes.
Ms. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
And Mr. Acker.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Mr. Acker, ask the board, consider a motion to approve the engagement and representation agreement with Salzman Hughes PC to represent Abington Heights School District as legal counsel.
So moved. Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Henderson?
Yes.
Ms. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
And Mr. Acker.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 7-0.
Mr. Acker, ask the board, consider a motion to approve the settlement agreement between Abington Heights School District and Student 20X.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Moran?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
No, and just some context to that, I agree with the compensation to the student, but the agreement itself looks pretty much boilerplate, and I've seen these in the past, and it seems like the amount to the attorney is higher than it usually is, so there's something going on there, so I'm going to say no.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Ms. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-1. Thank you.
Okay, the next item is a list of use of facilities for October. And then we move into unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business or any new business for the board? In that case, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We're adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.